A voice like this. Because good poetry is meant to be spoken. Sometimes, all it takes is a few well-chosen words, a line that stays with you, a turn of phrase that lands somewhere unexpected. Hello, and welcome to A Voice Like This. I'm Phil Rowe, and each week I'll be reading a few poems aloud, not to analyse them or pull them apart, but to let them breathe. Some poems sit quietly with you, others demand your full attention. But when the right words are given voice, something tends to shift. That's what this is, a place to hear the words as they were meant to be heard. Today, I've chosen a pairing that moves from stillness to something much more fierce. We begin with Emily Dickinson's quiet resilience and follow it with the fire and awe of William Blake. So here is Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never, in extremity, it asked a crumb of me. That was Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. It's such a quiet little poem, isn't it? No grand declarations, just a small bird that never stops singing, even through the storm. There's something very steadying about that. But now, we're heading into very different territory. This next piece asks bigger, darker questions. It's full of fire and awe, and it's never quite given me peace. Let's hear The Tiger by William Blake. Tiger, tiger, burning bright, in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp, dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright, in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? The Tiger by William Blake. I've always found that poem a bit unsettling, not just because of the imagery, though it's powerful stuff, but because it asks these huge, impossible questions and doesn't really offer any answers. And maybe that's the point. Some poems comfort us, others challenge us, and sometimes it's good to sit in that bit of tension for a while. It doesn't offer comfort or resolution, just wonder and fear, and the sense that some questions aren't meant to be answered, just lived with. You might have noticed I used an older, more archaic pronunciation of symmetry, rhyming it with I. That's how I think Blake would have intended it to be pronounced, making a callback to Shakespeare, who used that same device often in his work, and it helps preserve the rhythm and rhyme he was working with. I know it's not how we'd say it today, and I'd love to hear what you think. Did it work for you? Did it throw you? Let me know. You can drop me an email on avoicelikethis@gmail.com. Thanks for listening to A Voice Like This. If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to follow or subscribe, and if you know someone who might like a little poetry in their week, send it their way. I'll be back next time with something very different again, but just as worthy of your ears. Until then, take care.